Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Demonetized podcast, episode 2! What up?
Woo!
Oh my god, first episode we're recording since announcing and everything, so that's cool. I am one of the dudes on the show. My name is Indigo. I'm also joined by the one and only guy from Britain, Mr. Day by Dave.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey Dave.
Yours truly, Day by Dave, but we cannot forget the illustrious Maya Fennick is here too. Hey Maya!
Hey Maya!
The illustriousest one.
Yeah, the illustrious
Hi guys,
one.
how are you?
That is definitely your new name, the illustrious Maya Fennick. That's always
Maya
gonna
the
be
illustrious. Yeah.
If there ever is a documentary movie, like a full-length documentary about your life, the film will just be called The Illustrious.
It would be. Guys, I actually have to tell you, I saw my granddad earlier today, and he watched the podcast, and he was like, he gave me the explanation of what illustrious means. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, really?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Please tell us.
I can't actually. I think it's like I've forgotten already, but it's really nice. It's a really like good word. So and it does suit you, Maya.
It's a good.
So, but we'll never really know. Someone else will just have to let us know because my memory's terrible and I completely forgot.
That's nice. If somebody watching this on YouTube or we're listening to us anywhere, if you know the meaning of illustrious, please.
Yeah. No, he did tell me. My memory's so terrible. But I remember it being really nice. It's like.
It's okay, but that's all right.
It's like
a shiny
something good.
Yeah.
So I'm
nice.
Maya, the good in some way.
The Maya, the really nice.
Yeah, the good in some way.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, definitely. So how's your week been, guys? How's it going?
It's going good. I've just been working really hard this week on like YouTube videos. On the quite contrary to what Maya's been doing, she's been doing way more exciting stuff than I've been.
Yeah.
What have you been doing, Maya?
I just got back. Yeah, I went to Portugal together with my mother, actually. So we got back. I got back yesterday or like tonight. Our plane was like, we landed at, what was it, like 1
Yeah, like 1 a.m.,
I
right?
think 2 a.m. almost.
Damn.
So it was really late. So I'm a bit tired today, but it's been great. We've just been hanging out at the beach and looking at some cool Portuguese stuff and eating a lot of good seafood and drinking Portuguese beer.
Hey Maya, what was the best thing you drank and ate during the trip?
Oh, the best thing.
Yeah.
They had so much good seafood, but I had to say, these like small white clams.
Yeah.
They
scallops?
they boil them with.
No, is it?
Yeah. Scallop. Or no, I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
Maybe it is, but like they boil them in a lot of like garlic and butter and salt, and it's so good, so good. And I also ate a lot of like grilled fish, like grilled sardines and grilled like some kind of sea bream.
Wow, nice.
So good.
I'm starving now.
Yeah, I've just been eating like cheeseburgers all week because I've been too lazy to like when Maya was traveling. I was like too lazy to cook for myself, so I just went out to McDonald's and had like cheeseburgers every day, pretty much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because if I like make a ton of videos, I'm either really productive or I eat healthy. I never do the same thing at the same time. If I'm really productive, I'm normally eating terrible food because I'm just working all the time. But
yeah. Oh, that's definitely been this week.
Same.
Like videos 24/7 and like no healthy food at
burgers.
all. I bought one of these like store-made frozen pizzas, like full-size frozen kebab pizzas, and put it in the freezer. And then the next morning, I just ate the whole thing for breakfast. And I never do that. Typically, I try to eat somewhat reasonably healthy, but
that sounds like me.
It was like I got the apartment for myself. Oh, pizza. Just lay on the couch and played Switch and ate that pizza for like 2 hours. It was so good.
Yeah. So, talking about beer, we're all drinking beer right now, right?
Yeah, we are, or about to.
So me and Indigo are drinking these. I'm showing them to the camera now. Superbock. They're called. It's like Superbock. It's like one of the most famous beers from Portugal.
Oh,
so
cool.
they're local beers. So
cool. Maya actually illegally imported 2 of these.
It's not illegal.
Well, probably
so
not.
what are you drinking, Dave?
I've just got Coors Light, which is pretty standard.
Oh, that was like my go-to in Anaheim when we were in America. We went to Bubba Gump the last 2 nights. I just had Coors Light every night because that was like the cheapest. That still tasted all right.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's easy to drink as well, you know.
Yeah. I never tried this though, Superbock. Also, bock is the Swedish word for goat, I guess.
Goats,
a male goat.
Male goat. Yeah,
no
Yeah.
the big ones with horns. And
So this is like super goat.
Is it good?
I'm gonna try it right now. I haven't tried
cheers,
it.
everybody.
Cheers. Peace.
Yeah, cheers. Think.
Peace.
So, I guess we should get started into some stuff. Indigo, should we what happened with the Grande thing? So you clearly land on the Grande side of the war. So if anyone knows, there's a meme war between Dolan Dark and Grande, and me and Indigo both seem to land on the same side, which is Grande. Do you want to explain what happened?
Yeah. So Grande, I mean, if you guys watching or listening, if you've ever basically seen a meme on YouTube, chances are it was made by Grande.
Or anywhere. Because he's reposted everywhere.
Everywhere. Like he makes a video. He makes daily videos, and like almost every video he makes goes viral. Like he doesn't have like a single video beneath like a few 100K views. It's insane. He makes all these kind of stupid mashups, like Big Ben donging to Donald Trump's voice, or stuff like that. It's good.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
but also everything is very like actual, like
he's very fast about it.
News.
Definitely. So anyway, he just hit 1 million subscribers. So first of all, congrats, Grande, repping Malta. Yeah. And so he did 1 million sub special video, which was, I guess, kind of inspired by the how to basic 10 million subs kind of video, because he brought in all of these kind of YouTubers who voted for him. He has this meme war going against Dolan Dark, so he got all these YouTubers in on the video to say like, I'm voting for Grande. And I was in, and Day by Day was in. Yeah, both of us are in the video, so go check it out.
I knew Indigo were in it, but then when I watched it, I saw you were there too, Dave.
So cool. I assumed you were gonna be in it too, but I didn't want to ask you on beforehand. But then I saw you you appeared before me. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah. So technically, we've like collabed with like Idubbbz and Vsauce and everyone in it.
That's the thing, because all these people are also in the video. He got Vsauce, he got Idubbbz, he got Max Mofo, Jacksepticeye, Schmoyoho, like everybody's in it.
Like everybody was in there.
Yeah, when I saw like them in it, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, dude. Because like, his channel isn't too big, but he clearly knows everybody on a personal level, just like Dolan Dark.
Well, I think meme is like it's the language of the internet, isn't it? So he's a key part of the internet world. But so did you see? Did you vote in the poll?
Did I? Yeah, I did, but I voted for one of the. Because there were, you could vote for Grande or Dolan, but there was another option too, I think.
Yeah, there was like Waluigi and another one.
Right. Yeah, I voted for Waluigi.
Yeah, well, so Dolan Dark released a video telling everyone to go and vote, and they did, and then Grande lost the poll.
Right, that he made himself, his own poll.
Yes. No. He lost the election that he created for himself. Oh no.
Oh my god. He super rigged everything to just run Dolan Dark into the ground, and he lost.
Because I made like a reference in my video, and there was like this edit, and I posted it on Twitter, and then I think it was this morning or yesterday, I got some people were tweeting saying like, "Oh, this didn't age well," and I was like, "Oh no, what happened?"
Oh my god!
But hey, it was a good goof. It was fun, wasn't it?
So funny.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm intriguing that PewDiePie wasn't in the video, because I kind of feel like him and Grande are kind of close, but maybe him and Dolan are closer. I don't know,
because he often feature like PewDiePie often feature Grande's content.
Yeah,
in
totally.
his videos.
I think he's probably the most featured channel out of everyone.
Yeah. But
definitely.
Do you remember? I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Dolan Dark did I think it was when he hit like 500K or something way back. some number, some milestone, and he did a face reveal, and in the face reveal it was PewDiePie in his office.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, hey,
yeah.
I am Dolan Dark, you got me, ha. Like,
yeah.
So
I think Dolan Dark and PewDiePie know each other personally.
Who do you think they are, though?
Yeah.
Like, who do you think Dolan is?
I don't
Like,
know,
do
but
you
you know in the Idubbbz, the roast, the diss track on Rice Gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy in the hood who's jumping around. That's Dolan Dark, I think.
Yeah, when they're inside in the
It
white,
is. Are you
white
sure?
shirts.
Yeah, no. When they're filming in Brighton, there's like a scene where there's someone who's got like a face mask on and like a hood in Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's Dolan Dark.
Is it outside?
You think?
Yeah.
Eh?
Oh.
Yeah, because I just from like seeing clips of him in like random videos of him being in PewDiePie's office and stuff. I think it is. I'm not sure. It's either that or
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, it might be him.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
cool.
I was just theorizing. Maybe it's like Brad or Brad 2, like their side channel or something.
well,
but-
yeah, because Sive has got he's already got a meme channel. Sive
Brad
has.
2 in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, true that.
So-
Yeah.
could be the same
What?
person.
What if Dolan Dark and How to Basic is the same person?
Yeah, I know. That's a good point. Could be. No, I think How to Basic's based in America. Dolan Dark's definitely based in the UK. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
How to
yeah.
Basic is from Australia, though. Like,
Oh
with,
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
with that
because
gang.
with Max Mofo and stuff.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I think with Mofo and you know all of those, anything
Yeah.
for views, that gang.
Yeah. God, Anything for
I
Views
bet-
was also in the Grande video. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
He
Yeah.
was.
Man, we've collabed with so many people now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dude, Dave, by the
that
way,
was
did
a good
you
decision.
hear about our when we ran into Anything Reviews in Tokyo super randomly?
Yeah, in Tokyo.
What? No.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we were just out
Well,
one night. and-
for anyone listening, if you don't know who Anything for Views is, in the old Filthy Frank
Oh, yeah.
videos and Max Mofo videos and Idubbbz videos, there was like a group of friends of like OG crazy YouTubers, and Anything for Views is like he was one of them, and he's still active now,
Yeah.
isn't he? But go on.
yeah, again,
Yeah,
he was in the Grande video with us a few days ago.
Yeah.
So he's one of the guys with a beard. If you've seen Filthy Frank and Idubbbz, their
he
Mario
also
in
does,
real
like,
life video, he's the guy who plays Donkey Kong in that one.
Yeah.
Does a pretty
Trash
damn
Brothers.
fine job.
So you just ran into him?
we were
He
in.
also gets a PewDiePie tattoo on his ass.
Yeah,
for one
that's
video.
true.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Idubbbz
he's
looks at that tattoo and goes, "Hey, that's pretty good."
Yeah.
And that's the origin of
It's
that
pretty
meme.
good. And then and then PewDiePie also made a reaction video to that
Yeah,
video.
he did. Yeah, he did.
PewDiePie's
He's, like,
in
reacting
the
to some
video,
idiot
reacting
getting a
to
tattoo.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they cut to
So you-
PewDiePie in the actual video, and he's like,
So you just ran into
Like,
him?
exciting.
No.
But
You ran
long
into
story
him
short,
in
we were
Japan?
in Tokyo, and one of our friends, Davey, follows Anything for Views on Twitter, and Anything for Views tweeted like, "Hey, I'm in Tokyo. What should I do?" And Davey just replied like, "Hey, I can show you around, buddy." And he was like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Where we're
He
dropping
actually
bars."
replied to us like, yeah, sure.
That's
So
amazing.
Yeah,
Davey
and we
wrote to
were-
us
I
and like, "Hey,
remember
I'm in
because we were all
Shinjuku now. Let's meet up." And we're like, "Okay." And then we met up with Davey, and
we
he
were
came
off
there
somewhere
alongside
else,
Anything
and we
for
were
Views.
like, is this happening for real? And
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
So
crazy.
we went to Shinjuku, and they were there. They were just as we were heading into a restaurant.
Yep.
So and then he left before we had the
"You
chance to go
can't-"
out drinking.
But it sucked because we were like, they had already eaten, but we hadn't eaten yet. So he was like, yeah, I want to go to an arcade or something. But we're like, yeah, we're just gonna catch something to eat first. And
Yeah.
then we got into a restaurant, and they only had a table, like they only had like 4 spaces left. So
Yeah, we were
they
already
didn't
4
fit.
people, so they were
He
like,
left the
"Sorry, Anything for
restaurant.
Views, son, you have to leave, please."
Yeah. And he was like, it's okay, I'm gonna go to an arcade. and-
Yeah, so him and
like,
David
instead. And
went
then he
and did
won a
something
lot of-
else. Yeah, he won a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, and
He
then
won like a big something.
yeah, and so we did
it
meet
like
up with
a
him
big
like really
Kirby
quick
or
outside the
something? It was
restaurant,
huge.
and then he was like, "Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
drinking later," and then we never did, and we never heard from him again.
No.
And there's not a
cool.
photo or
There's nice.
anything to prove this, but like
That's still a good.
it's in my
still a
heart.
good
I
story.
still
were
remember
one
it.
photo-
That's a
I
good.
think we have one photo.
Oh, do we? Really?
Yeah, it's on Davis on our friend's Instagram.
Oh, am I in
Oh,
that
wicked.
photo? I want to post that.
I think we're in the background, but I'm not sure. It's not we're not in focus, but
Oh,
Yeah,
the photo
but
is of our
you
friend
could just
and him.
about make
We're
it
like-
out
We're
if you look.
somewhere in the background.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
So
also, I just really quickly want to bring up, I was going to say this at the start of the show, but I totally forgot to. But hey, listeners, viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, if you want to get an audio version of this podcast, we're on SoundCloud as well, where you can download the podcast as an MP3 file. Link is in the description. We're trying to get onto iTunes, but their whole podcast submission thing has been broken for a week, so we haven't been able to. But if you want to get the audio version, you can get that. Link in the description. Yeah, anyway, go on.
Yep,
just
sounds
wanted
good.
to mention that.
If you want to be on the train listening to it with your headphones in, that's what's good about podcasts. You can just listen to it.
Because that's typically how I consume my podcast, so might be other people like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, link in description. Download for free on SoundCloud. Wicked. So, Indigo, in the end of the last episode, we teased to everyone you telling the story of the whole DanTDM situation. It's a long story, and I know both. And both of you can give us a pretty big input on what happened. So, should we get into that now?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sure.
So,
take it away.
Let's do it.
Where do we start off? This is a story about the DanTDM legacy. No, what basically, I mean...
I was full of ideas.
Yeah. God. Our story begins when I was just a young boy with no subs.
Then one day
Yep, that's me. You might be asking yourself how I got into this situation. Okay, so my channel has become somewhat synonymous in a weird way with DanTDM, which was never my intention, but I was already doing...
So for people who don't know, who is DanTDM? Because I didn't know,
is
like a half a year ago.
DanTDM is Britain's biggest YouTuber. He's the richest YouTuber in the whole world. Even he's just about to hit 20 million subs. And he's a Let's Player. He plays games. He started doing Minecraft, and now he just does random games. He's had his own TV show on YouTube Red.
Audience, and it's very friendly, family-friendly content.
Yeah, like if you're into Minecraft or Roblox or like more typical kids games, he's the biggest guy who plays that. But he does a lot of horror as well, like Baldi and FNAF and stuff.
Yeah, but everything is kind of comedical, so it's very very child-friendly.
Yeah,
it's a very young audience.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's strong tone throughout.
Yeah, and so about a year ago, I had been starting to make remixes a little bit. I've done a few PewDiePie or Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, I think, at that point. And I was just looking for somebody new to remix, and it wasn't more than that. And then a lot of people on my remixes commented like, "Yeah, you should remix DanTDM." And I had no idea who that was at the time. But I found this video by a dude called Idubbbz, shout out, who had done a DanTDM remix kind of thing that I found, and it was pretty cool, and he was pretty cool, and it had like 4 million views, and I was like, oh wow. So I looked up a bunch of DanTDM videos, and it seemed kind of cool, and I found a rage compilation of him just screaming and dying in games. So I went ahead and took that video and just kind of auto-tuned it, and in a single day I made the song that ended up being I'm Dead. And I just released it the same evening because I had been trying for a few days to make something new, and nothing had turned out good. And Maya was there with me, and I was so frustrated because nothing was turning out any good. And I was like,
yeah, you hated the song. It was so funny because you were so close of not releasing it.
Yeah.
Indigo was so pissed off.
I remember.
You were like, no, I can't release this. This is so bad. I can't release it. And I was like, no,
it's the worst song I've done.
Yeah, and I actually liked it, so I was like, no, go ahead. I think people will like it.
Yeah.
And I tried to stay positive, but I did think the song could work. So, but you really didn't want to release it at first.
I felt so bad for it.
But then you did.
So.
Imagine if Maya wasn't there to persuade you, then.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jesus, thank you, Maya.
Jesus Christ, the hero.
So I ended up releasing it, and and for the first week, it didn't do too well. It did all right, but nothing spectacular. So I was like, well, whatever. And then all of a sudden, one night, when I'm sitting here in this very room, in this very sofa to my right over there, I go into my analytics. Maya's in the kitchen doing something, and I go into my analytics, look at the real time, and for some reason, all of a sudden, that video has gotten like 19,000 views or something, something crazy like that, in the last hour. And I'm like, what just happened? And I take my laptop, run out to Maya, and Maya, do you see this? Yeah. And you're like, what? And
I was like, are you joking? Is this for you? What is this?
It's crazy. So that video,
we were like, but we didn't understand like what.
No, because I was like, what happened?
It was just like, okay, you really thought it was like a bug in the YouTube like analytics.
Yeah,
system.
yeah,
It was
definitely.
like, no, this can't be real. This can't be real.
I'm like, something is wrong with the metrics, but apparently what just happened was like the algorithm for some weird reason decided to, okay, let's push this video. And so, yeah, so my biggest video at the time was I'm Sleeping, the Markiplier remix, which was closing in on 1 million views, which was insane to me. And this one overtook it, like, in a week. It, like, surpassed it in views. It was insane.
When was this in time? This was, like, almost a year from
Pretty
now,
much a year ago. Yeah, pretty much exactly a year ago. I think it was around August of last year, yeah. And so that was crazy. So that one blew up and got 1 million and then another 1 million. And so I was like, well, this seems to work. Let's try doing another one, see how it turns out. And I did another one.
Yeah, from DanTDM.
Yeah, another DanTDM called Smashing It, which was, in my opinion, a way better song.
Smashing It.
And I released that one, and that one also like started doing really well from out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa, dude, what is happening? And I went on and I decided to do a third one called It's Happening, I think, which also did really, really well. And then that was pretty much it. I mean, they were doing well, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. And then out of nowhere, like some time passed, and I starting to get like tweets from people who are like, oh my god, Indigo DanTDM. And I'm like, what is going on? So I go onto his channel and see that he's made a video called I'm Back or something like that. And he had been taking a break for like a week. And he makes this video like, hey guys, I'm back from my break. Let's do a reaction video to get warmed up. And what he proceeds to do will blow your mind. He goes on to react to I'm Dead and Smashing It and It's Happening in a row. And like, well, you guys have been tweeting me to watch these videos. So he starts watching those videos. And after those, he also goes on to watch some of Dave's videos as well in the same video.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was
just to put
insane.
this in perspective, how many subscribers did Dan have at the time?
Like
Almost
18 million-ish?
18
I don't know.
millions?
Yeah. Something crazy like that. That video got 1 million views in a day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is? Oh my god! Like I'm sitting there mind blown. So I decide to go on. I'm actually releasing the same night. I'm releasing a new DanTDM remix called "I Like Your Mustache," and that video does really well, obviously due to the algorithm boost from him right then. So the next morning, I record a video where I react to his reaction called "DanTDM React to My Song," and that video goes on to hit 100,000 views in a single day, which was totally unprecedented on my channel.
That is great. That's still crazy numbers, though.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is happening?
It's insane.
And it's been going from there. He goes on a little while later, and he makes a video called "DanTDM Called Me," in which he downloads like bootlegs, fan-made DanTDM apps on the Android App Store.
That's so crazy.
He has this app. He downloads this app called like DanTDM Songs or something, and he presses a button in the app, and one of my DanTDM songs starts playing, and he's like, "Oh, it's Bendy's Face. It's the new Indigo song. Go check it out." So that was also a random boost for no reason, and
So cool.
yeah.
Totally recognize you.
And like I like he doesn't owe me anything. Why does he keep doing this? So
but
it's crazy.
There's still more to tell, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The second, because the big one, which, well, I guess they're all big, but
yeah,
he reacted to a load of your songs again, didn't he?
Yeah. So to cut a long story short, I guess. Fast forward to April of this year, and me and Maya are in Tokyo, and we visit the YouTube Space, which is the YouTube-owned film studio that you can rent for free if you have enough subs. So we go there to shoot a new music video for my channel, like we typically do when we're in Tokyo. And I had this idea to shoot a song simply titled "DanTDM Remix," which was going to be
we were discussing like how can we get this as clickbaity?
Like let's do a clickbaity music video that's still an original song.
That was clever.
Yeah. And like all the videos we shoot there, I try to like produce them as professionally as I can. And so we do this video.
We use like really like proper equipment.
And we use all their like C300 cameras and stuff like that. I could never afford myself.
Expensive shit.
Yeah, and we do this video, which is like a rock musical. It's my channel trailer right now, which is like a parody song about like I have to make DanTDM remixes or I won't get any views.
Yeah, and you're at the beginning of the video, aren't you? Like playing a piano on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm flying in space on a I'm sitting on a rock, flying in space, playing piano.
Yeah,
wearing some kind of
space
glasses.
piano girl. Yeah, you have and also you do the dancing number in the chorus. In the background.
Yeah, I'm like dancing in the background. And
stuff. Like a marching band kind of thing.
Yeah, just jumping around.
Yeah, so we released that video, and it did pretty good, like pretty well for being an original song, mostly due to the title, I would assume. And then some time goes on, and then I do a couple more DanTDM remixes, and then on June 1st, or maybe May the last, I start getting tweets, and I actually get a DM from Dave, who says like, "Yeah, what was your DM exactly?" Like,
I can't remember what it was, but I just remember watching the video, and I was like, because it was his 20 million subscriber video, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
and
it.
I was like,
he
dude,
did his 20 million sub special.
His 20 million subscriber special is all about you. It's like an Indigo video.
Yeah, that was basically
crazy.
what you said, and I was like, "What is happening?" I check out his video,
nuts.
and
it was so crazy.
And his video starts off, and he's like, "Hey, I'm hitting 20 million subs. Now I'm gonna, or 19 million subs. Now I'm gonna react to some fan stuff." Yeah. So he starts by checking out one of my remixes, and then he checks out another one of my remixes, and in that one I'm also playing the guitar. So there's a bit of my face, which is fun. And then he goes on to check out this song that we shot in Tokyo, DanTDM Remix, the musical, which Maya plays the piano in. And he watches basically the entire thing in the video, and he just laughs. And then he starts going.
This was so funny because I remember you hadn't watched the whole video, and I was like, we were just having a normal day here in the apartment, and I was out grocery shopping. Yeah. And suddenly Indigo calls me, and you're like, Maya, and I was like, are you okay? Did something happen? You're like, oh no, DanTDM. I was like, oh my god, has he reacted again? And I brought up my phone and I started like running home, and I started watching the movie like the clip on my phone. Yeah. And then. As Indigo, like, first it was like some Dan remixes, and then he goes on to the DanTDM musical number that we did, as Indigo was explaining. And I remember I saw myself sitting there playing piano in a real DanTDM video. I was like, wait, what? And he's like, what is this? Looking at me, he's like, what is this?
Yeah, he was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
like, what the heck? Yeah, go on, Indigo.
So he checks out that video where I sing like I have to make DanTDM remixes, and I was so scared, like what if he thinks this is stupid or I don't know. But he goes on after the video, and he basically says like, so what Indigo's saying is that he's a musician, but like the only thing that gets the views are the DanTDM remixes, but he's really talented. Check him out, guys! Yay! And that was
he seemed to really like get the song, get the message, and he was
he really sent people over as well.
Nice. And he felt so like heartfelt when he was watching it. He was like really like studying it and listening to the lyrics, and then he just laughed so like wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
very, like,
definitely.
Way.
And awesome. So I again did a reaction to that video, which also did really well. Also like 100K in a day, and I was like so mind blown. And then also the next day after that, I go on to do what turns out to be the biggest video ever, randomly, which is the DanTDM and PewDiePie Baldi's Basics remix got a sweep, which I also did in like a day. Because I wanted to like keep this momentum up. So I was like, well, what if I do another DanTDM song? And I tried to do the entire thing in like 6 hours. And I include Baldi because that was the rage back then. And also I tried to include PewDiePie because he's the big Baldi player. And
when was this was pretty recently.
This was like June 2nd. So like 2 days after this.
Year,
so. Like 2 months ago. And that video hits like 200K in a day or something insane. Like way beyond anything I've ever done. And
crazy.
Yeah, and I just tried to keep the momentum up ever since. We went to America like right after that for VidCon and E3, and all the while I was like trying to like I can't let this go down, and it's such a crazy ride. So sorry for that kind of long story, but
no, it's good.
That's the full thing, I guess.
People want to hear. People want to hear like the story, but also that's how it happened. But what what maybe you could go into a little bit, both of you, is like what it's like that happening, because it wasn't just like, this isn't just a shout out. This is like been a massive part of the channel, and it's grown massively, haven't you? Like you're almost at 300,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Like your life has probably changed in the last year more than you thought it has. You know, for both of
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
So
for
like,
sure.
try it. I know it's really hard, and I can be like a testament to it too. It's really hard to explain this kind of stuff, but try and explain like how your life has changed since that first shout out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh
it's so weird to like. I remember when we talked about this last time, that just to connect that this is happening, what's happening in real life versus on the internet.
Yeah.
And because we were in this bubble, but we were just like isolated during all this time when all of this was happening. We were just like in this little apartment in the suburbs of Stockholm, and we weren't seeing anybody. And it was like the only people we met were like, maybe we went on like a dinner with my parents or something.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it was like trying to explain that to maybe your mom or something. It's very hard. How do you
this is a big deal, Mom. He's famous.
Like, how do you make a person who don't
No,
watch
he's not
YouTube
famous in Sweden,
or,
but he's
like,
famous
who
elsewhere.
aren't on Twitter. Yeah. It's like you can't really explain it. It's so hard to like.
Especially to my mom, because she's not on the internet, and she's like, "Oh, is he on TV?" I'm like, "Well, he's not in TV in this country," but she's like, "Oh, well."
Yeah, he's not on TV. She's like, "Oh, then she's not. Then he's not that famous." It's like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, because he's on TV all the time in England. So
how does it feel like going from?
I mean, I think I guess you're one of the people, Dave, who probably can relate the best or like the most to this, seeing how our paths have crossed. But like my life, and I would assume all of our lives, all of the three of us, have probably changed more over the past 365 days than the rest of my life before that, basically.
Yeah, totally.
I think, like everything has been flip-flopped upside down way more over the last year than my entire life previously.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you mentioned, like this June of this year, especially since his 19 million thing and then got a sweep and then everything I did, June alone was like the craziest month of my life in terms of like my the career first of all, but also like how I feel like I grew as a person in a way.
You definitely
it's really weird.
You were such a little boy when I first met you, Indigo.
Yes.
No, but you've really grown as a person, and the way you work and the way you handle your YouTube channel and your whole like spirit and inställning to everything. What was it called in English? What's the word?
I don't know. Look out. Worldview. Determination.
Worldview. Yeah. I don't know. Determination.
Drive. I don't know. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, for sure. It's insane, crazy. And like at this moment, we're just, I guess, trying to keep up and trying to sustain this, because YouTube could break tomorrow, or they could change something in the algorithm. But like now, like I'm just enjoying the ride for as long as I can, and if this holds for another year or for another 10 years or another week, I mean, I can always go back to GameStop, except I can't because they're closing down in Sweden soon.
But at least you get to be a part of it. I totally get it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good segue, since you're talking about YouTube breaking.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what happened with the H3 podcast recently? So as of recording this,
actually.
it was a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
So I was actually watching it live here on the sofa.
I just rewatched the real podcast.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of rewatching it now. Yeah, I didn't watch it live because it was like in the middle of the night wasn't it in the middle of the night for you guys?
It was kind of late, but like I'm up kind of late, so
I think I was probably asleep.
But no, I was watching it live just as it crashed, and it was kind of like the thumbnail of the podcast started getting cross-dissolved into the picture in a weird way, and I was like, what is this kind of graphical bug? And then it all just froze, and then it said this video has been removed, and I was like, what?
Yeah, well, so if people don't know what happened, so H3 have a podcast. It's like the biggest one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube. It's probably the biggest live streaming podcast on YouTube.
I'd say it's probably the biggest nowadays.
And
I think it probably is.
They're streaming it from America.
Yeah, and
we're all in Europe, and that's why the time difference.
So they stream it on YouTube, and they were talking about Alex Jones, who that's his name, right? Yeah.
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 We can't show you any footage, or else we'll get taken down as well. But
he's just been banned from all social medias like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and they showed a clip, essentially. Live on their podcast, and then the podcast got taken down immediately. They immediately got a channel strike. So if you know anything about YouTube, 3 strikes and you're deleted. Also 1 strike and you can't live stream. So it's a really, really big deal.
Especially for a channel like that. That's their entire thing. So
yeah. So, but I wasn't watching the podcast live. I just woke up to a load of random tweets. So do you know anything else that happened, or what else?
Yeah, Indigo, you were watching. I was in Portugal when this happened.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of disconnected from the internet.
Yeah, I actually live tweeted some advice to Ethan, like, because he tweeted out oh, we're getting censored just because I'm mentioning him, and I replied well, probably because the footage they were showing of Alex Jones, probably that footage is in content ID or something. Kind of like when PewDiePie did his little thing back in the day, and all the re-uploads got instantly taken down. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Because I'm just rewatching the re-upload, and they carried on filming after, and they're really angry because they think that it's some guy who's just flagged the video.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably right. If it's in Content ID, then that would just immediately be flagged, wouldn't it? And there would be no human contact.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when if you were to upload anything that is super banned of YouTube, you will get automatically stricken down anyway. And I think this was just one of those situations, I guess.
Yeah.
Rather than somebody her or stupid podcast.
I don't think it was someone because also to flick off the live stream would immediately gather attention to YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want that anyway. You know what I mean? They've already had enough of drama and attention. So you're probably right. It was probably just
for sure.
A clip that has been flagged as if the algorithm sees it, then boom. Because we can both, we all know how copyright content works on YouTube. And if you upload something that is owned by a network or something, then your video will get flagged immediately. So that's probably what it was. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Again, it's just a theory, but I think it's probably that.
Yeah. I guess.
I was watching that part, and then in the middle of them showing the clip, it just turns off in the middle of one of the Alex Jones videos, and then there is nothing more on the channel at all that night except angry tweets from Ethan. And then I also started watching the video now, and they do go on for a few minutes before they're like, "Hey, I think we got shut down." So
yeah.
Yeah, so they do go on for a bit longer. That wasn't ever aired.
Because if it,
but they get back later in the podcast. They jump back in and says we've been offline now for an hour, and they shut us down and they gave us a strike. And then Ethan is really angry.
Yeah.
And then they have a commercial break, and after that they're having another little break. That's they cut away, but then they know that they didn't they contacted YouTube in the middle of all of this happening, and YouTube removed the strike from their channel.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
During they were filming, ending the episode, and they said that it has been a mistake. And I think Ethan in the video he talks about, he thinks that it's some grunt or something, just some kid who made a mistake.
Some intern who's I don't know what this is.
Yeah. But that would imply that someone was watching it live as well.
Someone is probably getting fired today.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry Dave.
Yeah, no, I was just saying,
what did you say,
after
Dave?
what you said, that would imply that YouTube, they had an employee watching the live stream live just in case. And I don't think that's the case. I think you're right. I think it was probably just Content ID, and it was the algorithm just flicked it off.
I think so too.
Yeah, I would assume so. It seems like the most
totally, yeah.
So
logical.
There was something else I wanted to bring up that you reminded me of. So when you said about your DanTDM video and what it just randomly got picked up by the algorithm?
Yeah.
And you had a boost off it. So I was watching a video from Leon Lush earlier this week, maybe. And there's a channel on YouTube. It's really weird. It's one of those dodgy channels where there's this guy filming this girl in a swimsuit just getting in the ice cold bath. That's all it is. And they would post the same video over and over again, slightly different. But the channel got flagged as like age restricted, so you have to be over 18 to watch it. I think it had limited to no ads on it, so they stopped posting. Right, so they stopped posting, and then I think it was either 7 months or 11 months later, out of nowhere, the video got picked up by the channel got picked up by the algorithm, and so the channel was getting less than like 100,000, less than 50,000 views a month. And then, like 11 months later, after not posting, no activity, suddenly these videos were getting millions and millions and millions of views because the algorithm, for some reason, picked it up. Yeah, and I was
like, this is good content.
Yeah, but it's just it's crazy because it means that anyone, it's like a terrible thing in some aspects, like if it's bad content, but in some, it's like the lottery for like smaller creators. Like if you're making regular content and you're posting stuff, even if you're not, one day the algorithm could pick up your channel and just throw it in people's faces, and you could get millions of views. Like it's kind of, I kind of like it that it's the Wild West, but it's kind of crazy as well.
Yeah, that's
It's like scary, but it's also exciting, you know, in a way.
It is.
It's kind of like gambling on the lottery. So
yeah.
You
literally could wake up and
with
it's crazy.
Oh yeah. But that's kind of what happened to both of you, like just waking up and suddenly, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Speaking of DanTDM, by the way, Dave, I want to hear your LWIAY story. What the heck, dude?
Yeah, me too.
I kind of feel like if my DanTDM story was crazy, I mean the LWIAY thing is like on another level in some aspects, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just, you know, like it's the same level. DanTDM's still massive, you know. He's like the biggest.
Like it's huge in another way because you literally impacted the future of YouTube, basically. Like
you did. So give us some background story.
Okay.
What is about LWIAY?
So if people don't know what we're referring to.
Okay. There was an intro competition on PewDiePie's channel for like it was like a submit an intro and he'll react to them. Endigo did one. Was it in the video? No, it wasn't in the video, was it?
It was not. No.
I'm sorry.
No, I've been super dissed by PewDiePie lately, or like over the past year.
But I did a intro called LWIAY, and it was like a parody of Jack's Films' LWIAY series using his outro song because PewDiePie at the time was making a lot of references to Jack's Films content because he was doing similar stuff, and it was like a joke on the channel. So I was like, oh, it's like the perfect. The idea came to my head. I was like, this is a good idea. Like he said in the video previously, like last week I asked you, so I was like, that's the title, LWIAY. So I made the theme song, I made the video, I submitted it.
Yeah.
He reacted to it, which was really awesome. You know, like I got a bump on the channel and stuff. But then a couple of days later, I noticed that all of the previous episodes of like him reacting to stuff in his subreddit and like just him reacting to contests and stuff had been renamed to LWIAY, and then the numbered series, and the playlist had been called LWIAY, and then ever since then he's used the intro in pretty much every LWIAY video, which is crazy. Like still every time I see a video, still kind of it's a bit nuts. But also Jack's Films got in one of his LWIAY episodes, someone like mentioned it, like tweeted him about it, and he and he did this thing. He was like, for you guys who don't understand, he's like, this is what happened, and he gave the channel a shout out. He was like joking in it, but that was really cool. And like through the whole situation, I kind of I know Jack's Films a little bit, got a connection there, and like talked to him on stream and stuff, and because it got a bit crazy when PewDiePie did a he did this like sarcastic video where he was dead serious, and he was like, guys, I gotta be serious. Like it's been getting at me for ages. He's like, Jack's Films has been stealing my content and I've never said anything. And then he did this video, and all of PewDiePie's fans, a lot of them didn't get the sarcasm and just bombarded Jack's Films' channels. Yeah, all the 9-year-olds. They bombarded his channel with dislikes and like comments. So then Jack's Films had to do a response video, and in that he was like, this all started when Day by Dave lovingly made this parody of the LWIAY intro and blah blah blah.
I remember seeing that. He was like creative genius, Day by Dave.
Yeah, but so it all like blew up, and then it's just been crazy. Like even now, like him still using it is a bit nuts. So, but yeah, so that's the story in a nutshell. But it's crazy because the crazy thing about it, I think, like you said, is that it made an impact on the channel. Like it's one of the main series on PewDiePie's channel, and the series is essentially created from the intro. Huge, like I came up with the name, I did a lot of stuff, and it's just crazy. It's nice. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He even like didn't he like PewDiePie had to edit his own videos and didn't have the file, so he sang the intro.
Yeah,
himself.
Right,
Yeah.
like last week or something.
Yeah, well, I made a version
he-
2 intro with it. Yeah, but it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah. I remember seeing that video where he was gonna look at all the intro like applications, and I was like, maybe he reacts to mine, which he didn't. But Terabyte was in there, and then he gets to yours, and I see yours, and I was like, oh boy, Dave's gonna win. Actually,
like,
I saw your video when you
but it's like,
uploaded.
He
I was like,
hasn't even
oh.
seen the other competitors. He's just like, oh, like immediately when you
He's like,
shows
yes!
your Dave. He's like, yep, this is the winner.
Yeah.
Yep,
It was
and then he
like-
continued to watch
Yeah.
some more, but he's like, nope, this is the bet.
It was just.
But
I was
honestly,
really- I
like,
think
yeah.
I was lucky with the idea. It was one of those ideas that just fell. It was perfect in place. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
of
for
Jack's
sure.
Films references. Because the
Yeah.
series is a parody. So I was like, this is just what's missing from the series,
Totally.
and I was really lucky. I think. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it was crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was
How
like
did that feel?
that was seriously a genius move, dude. Kudos.
Yeah, well, it was crazy
Yeah.
because everyone knows
Yeah.
like I'm a massive fan of PewDiePie, but also I'm a massive fan of Jack's Films as well. So to be like, they were like beefing on Twitter, and I was part of the conversation on Twitter, and I was just like sat there like, what the heck? Like, if you told me a year ago that I would be tweeting PewDiePie and Jack's Films responses about something I created, I would be like, no way! Like that's way beyond what I would even dream I could do. So it's been pretty crazy, and I still can't believe it. Like, talking about it now, it's crazy. But, YouTube,
Yeah.
it's nuts, man.
Surreal.
It's insane, man.
Then if we go back to that, try to explain that to like your mom,
Yeah, well,
Right.
and
it's-
get
I
them to
don't-
understand why this is.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like I think at the time, like when it's all happening, I'm like, yeah, so I did this, and then everyone's like, who's PewDiePie? And they're like, oh, look him up. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't look up PewDiePie. I don't think I don't think you'd be into it. But yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's one of those stories that you just can't believe that happened, really.
It's one of the legends, definitely. This is one of be like one of the classic podcast episodes. If this podcast keeps growing, then maybe this is gonna be like the classic episodes with all the origin stories.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is
yeah.
a lot of the
Yeah.
origins.
But remember, guys, this is only the beginning.
yeah,
For sure.
we
Peace. Cheers, everybody.
This is only the beginning.
Let's
We got
cheer with our beers to the
Imagine
cameras.
in a year, like what stories we'll have then.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Did
So, looking
anybody
forward
cheers
to
with
it.
me?
So this is this.
Cheers, guys!
This
Woo!
is the,
Cheers!
Oh yeah, cheers. Even though my can's empty. This is the second
so-
episode
so
of the
is mine.
podcast. How'd you?
Yeah.
I think we had a pretty good response on the first episode. What everyone listening, let us
Definitely.
know what you think in the comments below. Let us know
I think so.
if you enjoy it. If there's anything you think we should change, or I don't know.
Yeah. We're steadily
Yeah,
approaching
and
1,000
also if
subs on YouTube, which is pretty cool for like having one video. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we've
Yeah, that's nice. Also, like, if you want to, people in the chat or not in the chat, but like, if there is any other stories from any of our channels, like the DanTDM story or the LWIAY story, please tell us in the comments and we can tell you more about what happened
totally.
during periods, or backstories of certain videos and stuff.
Yeah. And also, if you have any questions for the next episode of the podcast they want us to answer or talk about, you could either email them to podcastdemonetized@gmail.com, or I guess you could just leave a comment on this video on YouTube.
Crashing E3.
Hashtag crashing E3.
So
Yeah.
should we answer?
Do you guys
some
want to move on to
questions
some questions? Yeah. Dan Cam Main asks, have you guys any more trips to Japan planned? And is Dave keen to join? So I guess reverse order. Dave,
You have to go
are
with
you keen
us.
to join us in Japan next time?
Yeah, that would be crazy, man. Like that'd be awesome.
Oh, you have to.
I think I would like it. I think it'd be really fun.
I think you would.
It would be
I think
so
you
much
would.
fun.
And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
asking you two if you're going back is like a silly question because you obviously are. You love it,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
you?
for sure.
You go there all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Been there twice this year.
I'm still in, like, I have a band. I play in a band that's located in Tokyo, so
oh yeah, you do.
I
That's,
have to
that's
go
crazy.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
God.
question, though, Dan. Good question.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you for your question.
We don't have anything booked right now, but like if we have enough cash,
We'll
I would love to go there
probably
for
go.
Halloween, because like Halloween in Tokyo is crazy. Like the
It's
entire
the best
city
thing
becomes like
ever.
a weird outdoors Halloween festival almost in Shibuya.
Cool.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you've never been there during Halloween, Inigo.
I haven't. I've just
We
seen
have
the
to.
videos and I'm like, ah.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
I've showed you some pictures. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Like, it's the biggest. I was there like 2015 Halloween or something, and it's like there's so much people living in Tokyo, and everybody dresses up, like everybody, no exceptions. And a lot of people do like group costumes.
That's
So
awesome.
it comes like five identical like Marios and 5 Luigis, and then it comes like, I don't know, like a girl squad of 10 Pikachus, and it's just like random costumes.
That's
and
amazing.
Everybody's doing like
it's insane. It's truly another world over there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, definitely want to go back
nothing to
ASAP.
compare
We'll see
with.
if we have enough, I guess, funds to go there this year again. Maybe not, but maybe with a little luck. Please like, share, and retweet. Mia asks, would Dave like to come to Sweden?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like that. We're kind of planning it anyway. Like I'm definitely coming at some point. It's just when I'm gonna do it. Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll have
for sure.
a podcast where we're all
you
together.
Can stay with us and
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be awesome.
we are in the middle of hopefully moving within a month or two to our own huge apartment.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, dude, you're free to crash in our
Anytime.
sofas anytime.
It's gonna be wicked. Can't wait.
Yeah, man.
It is. Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you for the question.
Thank
GVM Channel asks what. So we all play guitar to some extent, and GVM Channel asks, what guitar type is your favorite?
Ooh.
Do you have any clear favorite, Maya?
I do.
Oh wow.
I'm falling off my chair. A guitar tip.
You okay?
This is my guitar. I'm showing it in the camera now. It's a Jaguar, Fender Jaguar.
Ooh, nice.
Fender
And
Jaguar.
Nice guitar.
Yes, it's the best. It's my baby. I've brought it with me to Japan and back, and yeah.
Didn't you
Yeah,
do
I
a
like
video
the
like
thick
a couple of
sound.
years ago called like here's my boyfriend or something, and you introduced the Jaguar as your boyfriend and so let me tell you about our first date and stuff like that.
It was so funny. Yeah, I made like boyfriend tag. 2-year anniversary, I think it was called. And I started the video. I started off like alone, and I'm like, so I haven't told you about my boyfriend. So today, we're celebrating like 2 years together, and come in, honey, don't be shy. And then I bring my guitar, and then I did some like random I found a list of tags, and there was one that was called like boyfriend tag, and I answered all of those questions but implied them on my guitar, like where we met, how long we've been together, what's your favorite part about the other one, and
Nice. I'm assuming it was a kind of one-sided
silly.
discussion between the two of you though, but
No, you just the guitar started playing itself.
yeah. What's your favorite thing about the other person? The guitar is like
Yeah, but it was kind of a fine line between like cringe and being funny, because
well,
I hadn't-
isn't that
I
the
hadn't
truth
done
of all of
YouTube
us?
so much,
Yeah,
so-
that's where we're all. That's fine. We're all there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're all
What about you,
balancing a fine line.
Have you got a favorite?
yeah, but so
Sorry?
Have you got a favorite guitar?
no.
So lately I've ever since I was a kid, I've always loved the ESP guitar brand. They have so many models that look so cool. But when I was in my early teenage years, and I'm gonna spell this out for you, there was a guitar called the ESP. I can't pronounce it because the name's in French, but it's spelled like Jeune X, like Jeune space Fille.
You know what that means?
Like young girl,
That
I
means
think.
young girl.
Yeah.
Is it?
Jeune fille.
So
Or like beautiful girl.
Yeah, so that's a guitar by ESP. It's there's a Japanese guitarist, a guy called Mana, who's like a famous gothic dude, and that is his I think he designed it, and it's available to buy in like random stores in Japan. That was my dream guitar. It looks so crazy. It's like a weird Tim Burton violin kind of gothic thing with a cross in the middle that lights up blue. It's really weird.
That's like the most indigo
like
guitar I can think of.
Right? Like I highly encourage you to Google it. It's so cool. But yeah, it'll be
We have
that
very
one.
different taste in guitars in that way.
Yeah.
And much more
Yeah, probably.
classical Fender. Stratocaster. I like
oh yeah,
Stratocaster.
mine is like the most Final Fantasy looking guitar you can imagine, and then some.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't really look like a guitar.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What about you,
mine,
Dave?
So how about you, Dave?
Mine would be just like a Martin acoustic, probably the small-bodied ones, just because I just like having an acoustic to write songs on and just chill and play chords. My granddad used to have this. I don't know what wood it was, but it's like a really like deep wooded old Martin guitar. And it was really nice. It just sounded really nice. But that was
beautiful sound.
Yeah. That was a good question though. Good question.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
We have one more from Joey the Dragon, who says, "Did you ever feel frustrated or sad that your channel didn't grow as very fast at first? Like the numbers weren't going up at the rate you would have hoped for?" Something I can definitely relate to. And I mean, I guess that's true for like most people who are on YouTube. You do want it to grow, but at the same time, you do it because you think it's fun. So
yeah. Because I think like on YouTube, if your motivation isn't you're enjoying what you're doing, then you'll never get further than a couple of months of work because you'll get demotivated. You know, you have to enjoy it because like, there's no set rule of how the channel's gonna succeed. It's just like I used to. A lot of people, I think Maya was the same. You used to approach it like a portfolio. Like if you want to make stuff and put it out there and show people, then put stuff on YouTube. You know, I know a lot of bands do that. If you want a gig. If you want to get gigs places, they'll say, show us a video, show us a song. So a lot of people use YouTube, you know. So you just you have to enjoy it.
I started my channel.
Yeah, definitely. And like I mean, all of us did YouTube for like years before we had any like real success.
Totally.
So yeah, and honestly, personally, I used to put way more time into editing and like making things look really cool back in the day. I've gotten kind of lazy these days, but I'm still enjoying it, and I still do it every now and then, like with the DanTDM remix song, for example. But I mean, it's a bit like when you don't get any views, but at the same time, if you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not really a problem in that sense. So
yeah, totally.
So yeah.
What do you think, Maya?
And I think, well, I first of all, I didn't really hear the question because you cut off a bit. Sorry.
Maya, have you ever felt frustrated that your channel didn't grow as fast as you would like?
Oh, thank you. Okay, sorry.
It's all right.
I've just like been listening to. I heard everything you said afterwards, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
No, but yeah, I agree. I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
But I think it's like you have to do it like it's somewhat because if you want to succeed with YouTube, you have to put so much hard work and so many hours into it. And I don't think if you're just doing it for the fame or like to get famous or to get views, but you don't enjoy it, I don't think you will have the strength to go on for very long. And I think it will also show in your videos that you're not, putting love into them.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So if you're talking about like a subject that you're passionate about or something that you like, it really shows. And I think the most successful channels are the ones they're doing stuff that they like and they enjoy, and because you can see it's some kind of honest, and you get a connection to the person because you can see like, oh, they're really enjoying it, and you get like haunted into this feeling, and that's what makes a good like video. When you get touched by it, kind of.
Totally. Good
Definitely.
question. Good
yeah.
question.
We do have one more quick one from DDLC Yuri. Have either of you done any sports before?
Oh.
My answer is no. No, I haven't. I used to go bowling, and that was pretty fun, but that's about it.
I ran a half marathon with my dad a couple of years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Yeah, right. Me and my dad dressed up as Robin, and I dressed up as Batman, and we ran around, and we had speakers.
Oh my god!
Tied to our belt, playing the old Batman theme song.
That's so cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So I used to run, but I got flat feet, so my feet get really. I got low arches, so I'm not a natural runner. So I don't not really. That never did it.
That's all right.
Proper. Maya, did you do any sport?
That's good. Well, I'm a terrible runner. I always hurt my feet.
Yeah, same. That's essentially why.
Twist my ankles and stuff. So I didn't really. I have danced for many years, like street dance and locking, popping, and break dance.
Whoa,
and
cool! I didn't know you did that. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Sick.
That's good. No, knows? I was like, before I got into music, I knew when I was younger, I was such a thug. Like, I was a little hip hop kid.
That's amazing.
Who were battling stuff and listen to
That's
heavy
so
hip
cool.
hop music. And
Did you listen to
it was
anything
fun.
to
I danced,
D12
like-
back in the day when they were the hype?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, they were like they were honestly my favorite band for like a year,
Those one,
right
but
before I
did
discovered
a little bit
metal.
of karate when I was even younger, though.
Oh, me
Okay,
too!
cool.
For like 2 years.
If that counts.
Yeah. I was never any good at it because I was like fat and lazy, but I did it for like 2 years. It was pretty fun.
At least you did it,
Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
I got it on my
Nice.
resume.
There was some good questions.
Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
Cool. Is there
So
anything-
again, if you have any
anything-
questions
I
for
just
next
have to-
episode,
I just have to.
Sorry?
Oh, go on.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to say, I'm getting this really laggy for me, this last part. I'm so sorry. So if I look confused in the video or answer weird on this last few minutes, that's because it's very laggy.
That's
So
alright.
sorry.
That's
I
alright.
just wanted to.
But yeah, if you have any more questions for next episode, feel free to leave a comment down below or send an email to podcastdemonetized@gmail.com.
Yes.
But yeah, is that maybe a good place for us to wrap up for the week?
Yeah, I think so.
We got an hour. They got their money's worth. They didn't pay shit, but we got them covered.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Cool. Yeah, great job. So before we leave, Day by Dave, creative genius, quote Jack's Films. If they want to see your genius creativeness, where can they find you?
So I'm on YouTube. Just search Day by Dave. Instagram and Twitter is @DaveDelirious, and don't worry about Facebook. No one really cares about that. What about
No one
what
cares
about what about you, Maya? Where can we find you on socials and on YouTube?
Wow,
Maya?
Maya's gone.
Indigo, where can we
Hello?
find you?
You were asking me something?
Where can they find
Oh,
you?
how you find me?
The best actor ever.
I'm so behind.
That's okay. That's okay.
The call right now.
It's all right. Where can they find you?
You can find me on on YouTube. You can find me on Patreon. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook under the name Maya Fennec. Fennec as in Fennec Fox.
Wiki.
Cool.
And Indigo.
And yeah, I'm Endigo on YouTube. Simple.
Endigo, how
and
about
then
you?
I'm Endigo
sorry.
Skyborn on all the other platforms because Endigo's taken literally everywhere by random dudes who aren't even active. So yeah,
Except
but
YouTube.
Endigo on YouTube, Endigo Skyborn everywhere else. So yeah, cool. Anything else?
I think we're good. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Cool.
If you have any questions, leave
Yeah.
in the comments.
Yeah, and make sure you stay subscribed to our channel. And when we're eventually on iTunes, don't forget to rate us on there. But we're not on there right now, so ignore what I just said. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.